Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. When I had the opportunity to drive the new Kia Sportage, I thought, it'll be all right. That's just another mid-size crossover. It's gonna drive like another mid-size crossover, look like another mid-size crossover. It'll be boring, but it'll be all right. And then this showed up, and I really had a change of attitude. The 2024 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Let's go look at it. I know there are mixed opinions about matte paint, but I really like the shadow gray matte paint on the Kia Sportage. I think it looks really good. Kind of gives it that European look to it, and I think it works really well on it. But I like the rest of the style of the Sportage too. Always have. I like the headlamps. I like the way they're integrated. I like the boomerang driving lamps, the black grille. It just looks really sporty and cool. And I really like the logo that came out just a couple years ago. Come around the side though. Again, there's more to this than just a normal crossover. I like the shape of it, just some attitude to it, like the bulging fenders. And again, the paint really looks good from this angle. 18-inch dark alloy wheels to kind of accent it. Just gives that really sinister look. The chrome is really toned down on it. You come around the back. I like the tail lamps, like how these kind of flare in. And you can also really see how big the fenders are and how they're just kind of these big broad shoulders. Gives it a beefy, sporty look. Again, I think it works really well for it. Power hatch. Come inside, some nice details. First of all, there's tie downs here in the sidewalls, up there as well. There's a power port over there so you can plug in. You can inflate your toys and your rafts and all those kinds of things. Also nice levers here to put the back seats down. A lot of space in here. Luggage capacity, you can put a bicycle in here, no problem. Lots of space for that. And there is actually a spare tire. A lot of these vehicles don't have spares. They have inflator kits. It's not a full-size spare, it's a donut, but at least it's enough tire to get you off the road. I think the interior of the Sportage is one of my absolute favorites in the midsize crossovers. They're at least reasonably affordable. I really like the twin screen arrangement. It looks really sleek, it's really cool. It looks more Cadillac and Mercedes than it would Kia, but I think it looks nice. And it works really well too. The gauge cluster, it's very clear, very crisp, easy to see everything you need. Touchscreen also works pretty well. You swipe it to the different functions. And all of your apps here, down below. This is kind of an interesting setup. Kia's been doing this in several other vehicles, especially the EVs. The way I have it set up right now, you've got volume, you've got tuning, you've got all the key functions for the radio and media down here, key climate functions there. If I press this, the whole thing changes. So now it's all the automatic climate control. You got dual zone automatic climate control, and your volume and tuning knobs now become your temperature controls. So it's a little goofy, but if you think about it, you usually take the climate control, you set it, and you forget it. So it's really an efficient way of laying out the dashboard. It actually works okay. Push it back to radio, got what I need. But again, I like the way everything looks. Down below, got the USB ports here. Got the old style power port, 12 volt there. Wireless phone charger here. You also have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you can connect your devices, very easy. This has a Harman Kardon audio system, sounds great. Has the twin panel sunroof, I like that as well. And I really like this carmine red interior. I like this color, this looks really beautiful. It's kind of a clay color, but I think it works really well and really looks nice with the matte gray paint on the outside. These aren't real leather, but I think that's an advantage. The faux leather wears better, it doesn't crease and wrinkle as much, easier to wipe down if you've got kids or if you're actually doing outdoor activities. So I think that works out really nicely too. Just a lot of nice design details. I like how this carbon fiber feel here on the dash and look. Just the way all the air vents are integrated. And I like this down here too. Gear selector, rotary dial. This is actually better than Kia's sister brand Genesis and the way they've laid this out. This actually makes sense, easy to find it. Drive mode select. Also has a center locking differential if you want to do some off-roading. Again, I don't think most people take this vehicle to do that, but you could. Heated ventilated seats for the front, they're all here. Heated steering wheel controls. So again, everything just laid out really well. I like the nice thick leather wrapped steering wheel. And being a Kia, it has pretty much every imaginable crash avoidance system. It's got adaptive cruise, automatic emergency braking, cross path detection, blind spot warning, lane keep assist, you name it, it's on here. But two of the ones I really like, it is a really good back seat alert system, so you don't leave your kids back there. Also has safe exit assist, so it uses the blind spot monitors to make sure you don't open the door and step into traffic. And of course, one last thing, they have a driver alert monitor too. So pretty much everything to keep you and your family safe on the road. Well, if I'm being really honest, the driving feel of this is very much like other mid-size crossovers. It feels like a tall sedan. It's comfortable, it absorbs, the road fine. out on the interstate, it rides very comfortably, doing your daily commutes. This is not a vehicle you're going to go have a fun weekend, romp on a 2-lane road and toss into corners. Not what it's about. But for everyday use, very comfortable, very competent. So let's talk about what the powertrain is. This is the hybrid. It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. System output, 227 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque with all-wheel drive. So plenty of power for a vehicle this size. Again, with the torque from the electric system, really scoots out in a hurry, feels very smooth, it's very quiet, and that's very, very nice. Fuel economy, 38 miles per gallon in the city, 30 on the highway. So you hear hybrid and you expect 50 miles per gallon. This is a pretty large crossover to get 38 miles per gallon. So I think most people will find that fine. One of the other things I really like about this is it has a 6-speed automatic transmission. A lot of hybrids have continuous variable transmissions, and they work okay. They get really good fuel economy, but when you drive them, they kind of feel like high-powered golf carts with a little bit of a weed eater sound to them. It's kind of rev up and rev down, and so a little disconcerting. But this with a 6-speed automatic, it feels very normal. It just clicks through the gears like you would expect it to, and then you've got the fuel economy of the hybrid system too. So overall, if I was going to take my kids to school every day, drive to work in it, take long vacations, this would be a very comfortable, easy drive. Kia does an excellent job of taking what could have been a very boring crossover and turning it into something that seems like much more than that. It's stylish. I like the paint. I like the European looks. It looks very modern. I like the Carmi Red interior, and I really like driving it as a hybrid. So let's talk about price, because this isn't nearly as expensive as one might think it is. The Sportage starts right at $27,000. This one, everything on it, $38,355. And I think for all you get, that's quite a steal. Well, next week on another fun car. Until then, storm forward.